Okay, I think we're live. Okay, yes. Hey, you guys, we're live. I am so excited because I feel like I have not done these live motivational video blogs in so long, which I haven't. Last month was a rough month, August. It was a really, really, really rough month. I was kind of going like, I did a blog, I kind of blogged about it. I did blog about it, about the struggle that I was going through last month. I just did not feel like my desire to spend time with God was like on zero, and it was such a rough time because I like every day I spend time with God. I read, I pray and stuff like that. And I want to. I like to do it. I want to do it. And last month, I don't know what was going on. Like from the end of July up until like last week, I was just like not feeling it. So I tried to blog. I just wasn't really feeling that inspired because while I was um, going through this, I was still trying to press through this like feeling that I was like I don't really feel often, so it was weird. I was crying all the time. I was just like, Lord, like why am I going through this? But I'm back. So and we good. Like we back to where it needs to be, and I'm really excited. I'm so excited. I think the last time I did a video blog, I was in tears because I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but now I'm just like I'm just overwhelmed by his joy, by the joy that he's given me, and just like I'm just so excited. So thank you guys for the emails. I got I got at least like 6 emails from some of you guys that watched the blogs, which I was like really happy about. And I thank you to the ones that reached out. I thank you to the ones that prayed for me. Thank you to the ones that like encouraged me. Thank you to the ones that cared enough, because it's hard to go through stuff like that. So I like to be as transparent with you guys as possible because we all go through stuff, and it's never going to change until we go on and go on with Christ eternally. So we're always going to go through something. That was just a period of time where I was just like, ugh. And I know that God was just like he was just pressing me, like he was just really, 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 really pressing me, like, are you going to not spend time with me, or are you going to press through these feelings of, I don't want to do it. And so I pressed through, tears, upset, all of it. I was like, the Lord knew how I was feeling, so I just go to him how I'm feeling. So sometimes I was really sad and I would just cry. Sometimes I was like upset and I'm like, Lord, what's up? Like, why am I going through this? I'm so excited to be back on this blog tonight. So thank you guys again for the support and the love and the emails and the reaching out, the prayers and all that stuff like that, because it means so much and it does not go unnoticed. I appreciate you guys. Before we get started, I do want to tell you guys that the shop will finally be up soon. It's the beginning of September, so I'm striving for the end of September, early October. It keeps getting pushed back, but I'm doing everything on my own now. So I'm really excited, and I think that you guys will like it too. And just kind of like as it grows, I'm just going to start adding new stuff and things like that. So I'm doing it all on my own. Because I know that that's the only way I can get it how I want it to be and still, just be, I don't know, like sometimes if you want things done, you gotta do it on your own. So that's what I do. I do stuff on my own because if I don't like how it's done, if I'm not pleased how it's done, then I just figure it out and I do it. So that's what I've been in the process of doing right now. I've been up late working on the website and everything like that. So I'm doing the website and everything. So yeah, so I'm really excited. So tonight, I'm not going to keep y'all long. I know I say that every time I do a video blog, but I'm for real this time. So tonight, we're going to talk about not walking in the counsel of the ungodly. And after I labeled this, I was like, I probably could have changed it and not took it straight from, just kind of paraphrased it. But that's basically what we're going to be talking about on Sundays with my written blogs. I do a written blog, and then on I'm going to start doing video blogs based on those written blogs so that we can talk more in depth about it. So on Sunday, I posted a blog about walking out into the counsel of the ungodly. I just remember during last month when I was spending time with God, I started off reading Psalms because I was like, I know that David was a man after God's heart. So I was like, let me just start off reading Psalms and just see where it goes, because I really want to be like David. Like, I want to chase after God. Like, and I felt like that's what I was doing. So I started reading Psalms, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like, it dawned on me, like, when you start blogging again, do a series on blessed is the man. Just blessed is the man. And then do different, because in the Bible it says blessed is the man so many times, and then it's followed by something else. So we're going to start off with Psalms. See, sometimes it says Psalm, sometimes it says Psalm. I don't know, with the S or without an S. I don't know. This book, my phone app says Psalms with an S. So we're going to start off with Psalms chapter 1. And we're going to just read verse 1. Okay, so we're going to read verses 1 through 6, which is the whole chapter. Okay, so Psalms chapter 1, verses 1 through 6. It says, blessed is the man, I'm reading from the New King James Version. It says, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the Lord, in the law of the Lord, and his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruits in its season, whose leaf shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. So tonight we're going to be talking about focusing on walking not in the counsel of the ungodly. Like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all long. Okay, so we're going to focus on verse 1. So it says, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. Just that first part. We're going to get to the next part later. So blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. So when I was reading this, I was like, well, what? Let me try to break this down, because sometimes we read so fast that we don't really understand what these words mean. So I was like, okay, blessed is the man. And working in the legal department, I know what counsel means, but I was just like, well, let me just kind of like, make sure that I actually know what it means. So when I looked it up, counsel, it means you or somebody else giving or receiving advice, giving or receiving like mediation, giving or receiving just, wisdom, I guess, from people. So it says, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. So I was like, okay, so this basically is saying, when you break it down, blessed is he that does not walk unrighteously. And blessed is he that does not, because, okay, so when I'm studying this, I'm thinking like, okay, so Lord, basically you don't want us, we should not be taking advice or walking in advice of what other people give us that's not honoring and pleasing to you. So for example, when I was in high school, I was like, my attitude was always on 10. So I would always like get upset, and then I would always go, I know y'all probably can't tell now because I don't have attitude no more. But when I was in high school, my attitude was like on 10. It was horrible. It was horrible. And so I would be ready for any and everything, and I would just be like, you know what, like I would always go to my friends when I was upset, and I would always go to those friends that I knew would always have my back. And I know that y'all probably know some of those people, those friends that you'll ride or die and all that stuff like that, that's what they be saying now. But yeah, so we all have had those friends that if you go to these friends, if you mad, they're going to be mad with you. They're going to be ready when you ready. They're going to pop off when you pop off. They're going to be down for whatever it is. So I would always go to these friends knowing the intention of why I was going to them. I would be like, so you know what, I'm mad about this or whatever. What should I do? And they would tell me like, oh well, you know what, if it was me, I would do this, and if it was me, I would do that. Da, 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 da. Like you should do this, you should do that. And I'm like, yeah, you know. So it's like kind of the blind leading the blind, because I'm mad, now they're mad, and then I'm feeding off of their anger, making me more upset. So now I'm trying to walk unrighteously, walk in a way where God is not going to be pleased, but I'm doing it anyway. So I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, you know. So now I'm going off on people, and I'm doing all this stuff that I know I shouldn't be doing, and I didn't really care at the time, cussing people out, dang, they're getting in fights and stuff like that. So now I'm walking in the counsel of the ungodly. And when I was reading this, God was so he was so loud and clear, and he's like, so many people do this and you don't even know it. You don't realize it because we're so used to doing it. We're so used to going to, you know, oh, you know, your family, like, okay, say like somebody in your family got cussed out, and you ready because your family is like, hey, I need you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do the things. It's like second nature. It's like, oh, you know what? You mess with my family, you mess with me. But is that the right mentality to have, especially as we're trying to walk righteously, living for Christ? Is that the right mentality that we need to have? And the answer is no. And it's so hard because we are supposed to die to ourselves every single day, denying ourselves, picking up our crosses, and following Christ. Jesus was very clear when he said, if you want to follow me and be my disciples, you have to deny yourself, and you have to pick up your cross. And that's an everyday thing. We have to renew our minds every single day. We have to make that choice every single day to pick up our crosses, denying ourselves, and following Christ. But the problem is, some of you guys don't want to deny yourself, and now you're starting to walk in the counsel of the ungodly. You're doing these things that you probably know that you shouldn't be doing. You're flirting with sin, knowing that you shouldn't be doing it, but you do it anyway. God is saying He is calling for people to rise up right now. There's so much going on, and so many people are playing games, so many people are playing church, so many people are just, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, yeah, I'm a Christian. Anybody can say they're a Christian. Anybody says it nowadays. Anybody says it. Everybody says, yeah, I'm a Christian, but how does your walk look? Because the Bible says they will know you by your fruit. What kind of fruit are you producing? Half the time, I don't even have to say that I'm a believer. People just know it. They know it by the music that I listen to. They know it by me, you know, at work just reading my Bible on a break. They know, like, they know it. Like, I don't have to walk around and say, hey, I'm a Christian. Because they don't see me doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing. Yeah, I slip up sometimes, but I don't do things that I used to do anymore. Your life is a testimony. Your life is supposed to be a reflection of Christ inside of you. So in order to be a follower of Christ, you must deny yourself. Are you denying yourself? Ask yourself that. Are you denying yourself? Are you denying yourself every single day? Are you picking up your cross? Are you following Christ every single day? Like, now, people will strike a nerve. People know your buttons. People know how to, like, get you. People know how to get you. And honestly, I mean, God's strength, like, we really have to learn how to rely and depend on God's strength during those times of testing, because I think sometimes we don't even think, we just act, we just respond. And sometimes I think we feed off of that negative energy. I know for so long, like, recently, God was, like, really working on me with, like, my gossiping. And it wasn't even just, like, me talking about people behind their back. It wasn't that kind of gossiping. It was just like, if somebody came to me and was like, girl, let me tell you what happened. Oh, are you serious? Why'd she do that for? You know, like, stuff like that. And we can find ourselves so wrapped up in this kind of environment because of the people that we're around on a daily basis, that we don't even think twice about it. Like, we don't think twice that, oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't be, you know, into that conversation. Maybe I shouldn't be in, like, for the past, like, couple months, like, right before I just started a new job, so right before I left my last job, the Lord was, like, really convicting me of that. And I was like, okay, Lord, help me to change, because I don't want to walk unrighteously before you. I want to honor and I want to please and I want to serve you. So the question is, how do I not walk in the counsel of the ungodly? I will say this. One thing you have to do is you have to watch who you're going to get advice from. Not everybody's advice is sound advice. Not everybody's advice is wisdom that you need to hear. Some people can be detrimental to your walk with Christ and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. And once that negative seed is planted, that gives the enemy room to kind of come in and just kind of grow it and just do all these kind of things. And then after a while, you'll find yourself stuck in this place like, dang, how did I get here? And you don't even know it. So we have to watch who we go. Now, you know, half the time you know who you should be talking to about certain things. You know who you shouldn't be talking to about certain things. And maybe you don't, but you will know. So I would say the first thing you need to do is watch who you're telling your business to. Watch who you're trying to get advice from. Because I now, with my walk now, I don't tell anybody my business unless I need advice. And I know that they, too, are on the same walk, that narrow path that I'm on. I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't. Like some of my family, I don't even go to them because I know that it's not going to turn, like, it's not going to be that wisdom that I need. And some of you guys need to learn how to do that too. Like, yeah, you go to them for everything, but kind of like wean off of that. Because it says, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. So what does it mean if you're walking in the counsel of the ungodly? Are you still, you know? Well, if you keep reading, it'll tell you about that. But blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the God. I don't know about you, but I want to be blessed. I want God. I want to honor God. I want to serve God. And it's not even like a blessed, like, so many people think when you say, oh, yeah, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. So many people look at blessings as physical things like, you know, money and car. No, it's not even that type of blessing, I don't think. I mean, it could be. But I'm thinking like, you know, peace and just there's all kinds of different things that could mean blessings rather than material things. And you know, some people, they only equate blessings with physical things that you see. But I look at it deeper than that. Like, God, I want to be blessed. Like, I really want to be blessed with your presence. I want to hear you. I want to feel you near me every day. I don't want you to, like, I don't want to feel far away from you. And then those are the kind of blessings that I really want in my life. Like, God, I want to feel you walking next to me every single day. I want to hear your Holy Spirit. Me, I get dreams. I get end-time dreams. I want to get those dreams. Like, you know, like, I feel like those are the blessings that this is kind of talking about. In addition to physical blessings. But so watch who you're telling your stuff to. Watch who you're getting advice from. Because these people aren't always, they don't always have your best interest at heart. And you sometimes know it, and if you don't know it, you'll figure it out. You will figure out who has your best interest at heart. I would also say this. Make sure that you are praying and asking God for discernment. It's getting kind of dark. Hang on, you guys. Let me pull my light up. Okay. Make sure you are praying and asking God for discernment. Discernment on who to go to, discernment on who not to go to, and discernment on what advice to take. Some of y'all, we don't really go to God for everything. Like, oh yeah, you know, I trust God and I believe in God and stuff like that. But we don't really trust. Oh, I don't want to say we. Some people out there, because I don't like to say we, because that puts me in the category. But some people don't go to God for their situations. They go to other people. They go to them to help them with this, and they go to them and help them with that. They go to them to help them with that. And to me, it kind of seems like there's a trust factor, a faith factor there. And sometimes it seems as though when you do that and you see that everybody else isn't working, their way isn't working, then you go to God and he's like your last resort. And then you wonder, like, oh my gosh, like, why is all this happening? Like, it just got worse, it got so much worse, da, 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 da. And it's because you're putting your faith more in these people around you than you are in what God can do in your life. And God is saying, I've been right here. I've been waiting for you to come to me, but you just keep bypassing me. You just keep going every which way, wherever you want to go. And he's like, I'm right here. I can fix this for you. But we don't believe. Like, we said we have faith, but do we really have that faith? That mustard seed faith in knowing that God can deliver you from any situation, that God can help you in whatever you're going through, even if you feel like you can't talk to anybody outside of your circle that you talk to because they're not giving you wisdom, they're not giving you sound advice. Then there's comfort in knowing that you have someone to talk to 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and that's Jesus Christ. He's like, if you just open your mouth to me, let me know. But the awesome thing is, he already knows, but he just wants you to come to him and surrender yourself to him and be vulnerable to him. Because it's so easy to be vulnerable to all these other people because we have so many like pity parties. People want to throw all these pity parties for themselves. Like, oh, woe is me. And you go to the people that you know will be there and be like, oh my gosh, and just be in the party with you. But no. That's not how it should be. If these people aren't doing anything to push you towards Christ, to grow you in your relationship with Christ, in your faith in Christ, your walk with Christ isn't getting stronger with these people, then it's probably not the best people to try to get advice from. God is saying, be wise. You know what to do and what not to do. You know where to go and where not to go. So why are you following the trends of the people and the trends of what everybody else is doing? Fitting in with everybody else instead of standing out. That's when people know who you are in Christ. Hey girl, we going to the club tonight? You going? No, I ain't going to the club tonight. No, I ain't going. Well, why ain't you going? You used to go. Yeah, but I just don't do that no more. I can't. There's certain places I can't go no more. Hey, brother, you want to drink tonight? Get drunk? It's Friday night. No, I don't drink no more. Well, I tell you what, when I first rededicated my life back to God, people thought I was like crazy. Because I used to club, I used to drink, I used to cuss, I used to do all this crazy stuff. I was addicted to pornography for 5 years. So it was like an instant change, and everybody was just like, wait, you ain't going to the club? No. I'm going to stay and read my Bible. Read your Bible. Like, people, it was like mind-blowing to people because they was just like, wait a minute. You was just in the club last week and now but I mean, I love that saying, a lot can happen in 3 days, because literally, like, when I rededicated my life back to God, it was instant. And it just made me think, like, oh my gosh, like, Jesus was walking this earth. He was beaten and abused and, all the worst of the worst. He laid down his life for us, and 3 days later, he rose, and he's like the king. Like, now he's a king. Like, so much can happen in 3 days. Like, I was dirty. I was messed up. I was in an addiction. I was doing alcohol. I was cussing, and I was just an angry mess. I hated God. But God, in that moment, in that instant when God just overpowered me, I was delivered and I was healed, and I knew that I was his. So, I mean, I just love that saying, a lot can happen in 3 days, because where you are now, if you are struggling with this, if you don't have people to talk to, I've realized, like, a lot of my friends now, they always come to me now with, like, their problems and their issues, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm going to let you know that you're wrong, but we're going to pray about it too. Like, ain't no fakeness with me. Like, look, if you shouldn't be with that dude, you shouldn't be with him, because if he's only trying to lead you to the bedroom and you're not married, instead of leading you to Christ, he's not the one. Toss him to the side. He's not the one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be real with people. And so I tried to give godly advice to everybody. But there was a time, and now, I try not to dwell on it too much, but there was a time when I was ungodly. I was walking in the counsel of the ungodly, and I was giving ungodly advice. So I'm like, dang, whose lives changed because of the ungodly advice that I gave. And this was me. This was me. This was the ungodly. This is what the Bible is speaking of right here. You're blessed if you don't walk with me prior to me being saved, prior to me giving my life back to Christ. So now I don't want to be in that bubble anymore. I don't want to be outside of the will of God anymore. I don't want to be that person that the Bible is talking about in Psalm 1. I want to be that example, that light for people, and that's exactly what you should want to be. And that's exactly, if you are, trying to get your life right, or you're trying to figure this thing out, you don't want to be walking in the midst of the ungodly, advice and the ungodly, you just don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. I recommend that you find somebody close to you or at your church who you can trust. I'm going to keep it real. Some people in the church ain't right, even the leadership. So make sure that when you go to the people, that they are legitimate. Because nowadays, it's sad to say, but nowadays, it's just different. The dynamic is different. So make sure that you find somebody that is spirit-filled, that loves the Lord, and that will be able to be that godly and sound advice, or that, that person that you can actually go to and, get advice from. But I don't know about you, but, in Psalm 1 it says, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, and I'm trying to be blessed. I'm trying to be blessed. I don't want to live outside of the will of the Lord, and I pray that that's something that you guys don't want to do as well. We're all in this together. We all have the common goal of spending eternity with Christ after our time here on earth is complete. And so, since we don't know when that time is, it's probably best that we live every day like it's our last. Because I don't want to be caught doing something I'm not supposed to be doing when God calls me home. I don't want to be caught giving somebody ungodly advice when God calls me home. Because you never know when your time will be. So I just want to encourage you guys to discern. Discernment is really, really, really important. Watch who it is that you're, giving advice to. And you know what? It's not just them, too. Watch what you say to people. Because people are probably coming to you, and they're probably asking you for advice. And you know what? You're probably still feeding off of their anger, so you're giving them advice. Oh, you know what? I would do this, I would do that. But then question yourself. Well, is God pleased with this? Question okay, you know what? If I don't have the right answers right now, should I really be telling them what to do? Should I really be telling them, okay, you know what? You should be, you don't want to lead anybody outside of the will of God. And I say this a lot because I have I'm sorry, I know I'm long-winded. I say this a lot because I know people that are outside of the will of God. For example, I have friends and family that are living the homosexual lifestyle, and sometimes they come to me for relationship advice, and I don't think it's my place to give them relationship advice. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but for me, I just don't feel comfortable, because to me it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm telling you how to run your relationship that's already not honoring God, and I'm giving you relationship advice that's kind of pushing you further outside of the will of God. So why would I do that? So and sometimes I'm just kind of and I've gotten a lot of heat from that. That's okay though. I've gotten a lot of heat from that, but I'm fine with that, because I'm not here. I've had to learn. This is what we have to do. We have to learn that we're not here on this earth to please anybody but the Lord Jesus Christ. We're not here to please our family. We're not here to please our friends, because in the end, they're not going to get you where you need to be, which is in heaven. They're not going to be right there with you on Judgment Day vouching for you. Oh, well, you know what? I told her, I went to her, so she know. It's just going to be you and only you. So I had to really discern. At first, I was just like, well, I feel bad. But then again, I was like, well, no, I really don't. Because I don't want to be the reason why you're pushed. You're being pushed further outside of the will of God. I don't want to be the reason. So I'm like, I just hold my tongue. They'll tell me about the, whatever they're doing, like, gifts and stuff. And I'm just be like, oh. And sometimes it's kind of weird because I know that they're kind of, so actually they actually stopped telling me stuff because they don't really get a reaction out of me. But I mean, I'm fine with that because I don't want to feel like I'm pushing somebody outside of the will of God. And it doesn't even have to be that. Like, it could be just, if your friend is having problems with alcoholism and you pull out a bottle of wine at your house or something like that. Like, is that really something that you want to pull out while that friend is there? Like, just kind of pushing them, like, being that enticement for them. Like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that for anybody. So this is where discernment is. So, and that's the thing. Like, you have to know when it's time for you to be quiet or when it's time for you to speak. And you have to know when it's time for you to listen, who to listen to and who not to listen to. It goes both ways. Because we're out here just trying to please and honor and serve God. And that's our primary goal, is to honor him, is to please him, is to serve him, is to serve him, is to do his will, is to walk righteously before him, is to die to ourselves every day and pick up our cross. That's our primary goal. Our goal is to honor and serve our Father. And when you honor and serve your Father, he is so pleased with you. Now, there's going to be things that are thrown in your way, in your vision, but how you respond to that shows your growth and your maturity in him, shows your dependence on him, shows your faith, shows your trust in him. So this week, or not even this week, I always say this week, but it shouldn't even be just a week thing. It should be a lifestyle thing. Be cautious. Be cautious of what it is that you're saying to people. Speak when you need to speak. Be quiet when you need to be quiet. I'm pretty sure that's somewhere in the Bible. I can't quote it right now. There's a time when you need to speak. There's a time when you need to be quiet. There's a time when you need to listen. And there's a time when you don't need to listen. And we need to learn when those times are. And we need to do exactly what God is calling us to do. Sometimes if we just quiet ourselves before him, he'll lead you. He'll speak to you and you can hear him. But some of us don't want to be quiet. Some of us just want to keep talking, just doing the most. Just doing the most. So just quiet yourself for him and seek his face and really, get a better understanding of what it is that he wants you to be doing, how you should be speaking to people when they come to you for advice, and just like getting outside of yourself, because it's not about you, it's about him, and your life is a reflection of him. Your words, your actions is a reflection of him. People should know who you are, what you believe, just based on your demeanor, just based on how you act, by how you talk. Like you really don't have to be out there, hey y'all, I'm a believer, you know what I'm saying? I found myself asking a few people, I've run across really nice people, and I'm like, are you a Christian? And they're like, no, I mean, I believe, but I'm not in church. I'm like, and they'd be like, why? And I'm like, because, like, you just have that demeanor about you. You're just so pleasant, and you're so sweet, and you're so nice. Like, I just had to ask. And that opened up a door for a whole nother conversation. So just be cautious of what it is that you're saying to people. Be cautious of what it is that you're listening to. Be cautious of what, just discernment. And ask God for provision. Like, Lord, what should I do next time something happens? And he'll lead you and guide you in that way. Stop going to everybody else before you go to him. Because he's the ultimate, he's the go-to man. He's the go-to man. So, I want to thank you guys for tuning in this week. Make sure that you really are cautious about that. just think before you speak. It says be I'm not even gonna quote it. I'm not even gonna quote it, but y'all probably know what I mean. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's like all last month I did like one video blog. I think I was in tears because of my situation, of that rift that I was feeling with me and God. But I had to close the gap. So I had to take a little break. But I'm really happy that I'm back. So thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys so much. As always, visit the website, bebeautifulllyu.com, to just catch up on blogs and stuff like that. And then you can also, if you haven't liked our YouTube channel, like our YouTube channel. Our shop will be open, like I said at the beginning of the video, end of September, early October. That's the goal. And so, yeah, I'm just really excited about what God is doing. And thank you guys for bearing with me. I was an emotional wreck last month. Thank you for the prayers and everything like that. And just, stay focused. It's okay if it's okay if you need to take a break and just regroup with the Lord. And that's what I had to do. So, yeah, just stay focused, you guys. Don't walk in the counsel of the ungodly. Stop asking people for advice. That ain't leading you down the right path. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.